welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, game number 2 coming at you here. Nullstone Gaming versus Racing Gaming here in this best out of 3. We are back now. Actually didn't even take it off the screen. So, as you can see, we have already developed here into the draft. So, of course, Nullstone up 1 game to nothing. Pretty impressive play overall. Definitely a solid draft, especially. Really noticed there. So, joined by Xenoviper once again as my co-caster, and looking forward to seeing how game number 2 now develops. With that said, so Puppet Master, Bubbles, Warbeast, and Magnus were the bands. Midas first pick into Moira, and then Swiftblade. So, yeah, I mean, the Moira, we talked about that earlier. It's a very strong support, but both Midas and especially Swiftblade given a Nullstone as a result.
That's pretty right indeed. I'm not sure if you're experiencing the same thing as I am, but I have this server ready thing.
What's that?
On my screen, so I can't exactly see the.
Oh, if you click on the shield in the middle of your screen, maybe that'll help. Did that work?
Cool. Yes, that did.
Okay, yeah. Sometimes it bugs out like that. So, oh yeah, for some reason, start.
All right. So anyway, like they do get their hands on the Dark Lady, you know, for a reason, and we've seen how Dark Lady scales pretty well into this game. But then again, Nullstone having the Midas and the Swiftblade, because we know how Midas is just pretty much indispensable in team fights. He just does so much damage. On top of that, with the stun, even at level 4. And Swiftblade, of course, we've seen pretty much 80% Swiftblades on all games. I think it's safe to say is it 90%? Almost every one of them has Swiftblade. So
yeah,
see how they will play this out. Beaver Banger, seeing it being on Beaver Banger, it might be the carry role is of the Suicide.
Yeah, it's obviously we have never too certain where it's going to end up until we have all 5 picks here, but that is a possibility with that, says no doubt. Now Dark Lady carry of choice for Region Gaming. Again, very strong carry for them, and carry that they're very familiar with as well. So, in fact, we saw earlier today against Bad Monkey Gaming. So, going with the Dark Lady, we'll see how they manage with it here. But Parasite picked up by Nullstone. It usually tends to be, you know, if you are going up against the Dark Lady, you don't usually want to try to contest and farm. You usually want to be more the aggressive lineup. But if you're Nullstone, again, that kind of goes against what we usually expected them. However, last game, they showed that if they feel like they need to turn it on and really get active early, they can, and they did. I mean, that was actually pretty impressive seeing it from them, especially knowing, you know, who they are and what we're so used to seeing from them. So I assume a similar idea here. Ooh, yeah, especially with the Tempest pickup on top of that. Geez, very, very greedy and passive lineup so far, but potential to be scary.
Potentially scary if they are able to pull this off. And knowing a Tempest, great jungler, of course, but I don't know if Nullstone knows this, because Tempest is one of those slow heroes to transition into this game. And if they're able to capitalize off that, you know, just get a couple of kills in the jungle and, you know, just addressing him time and time again before he gets his core items, that could pretty much hurt Reason in the long run.
Yeah. So.
But if they get this off, man, this Tempest Dark Lady combo, nothing new for us. We've seen how much damage it does.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Nullstone tries to go something aggressive here as far as trialing. Again, knowing they're going up against a Dark Lady who's not going to be the most effective in that. They got a Tempest jungler. You don't necessarily need to worry about him being an aggressive, you know, involved in the lane a whole lot. So I really think running an aggressive pseudo trialing here could be a power for this Legion side. So we'll see what they maybe take to do that, if they choose to do so. But the bans happening here, Keeper into Madman, Doctor into Lodestone so far. Lodestone ban coming out. That's kind of interesting.
That is interesting. Even the first Keeper ban. That's strange, though, because you don't usually go first Keeper ban. This has happened probably one of the games in the semifinals. Yeah. Where it was the first Keeper ban. So, yeah, Doctor Repulsor. I'm pretty surprised, though. We haven't seen a lot of Doctor Repulsor these games just because it's constantly being banned out. And that's a statement to say that, you know, Dr. Repulsor is just one of those heroes. Back in those days, it was just, well, useless in the metagame. And right now, look, it's one of the top picks in a competitive. And, well, we're going to be addressed that. Not going to see that this game. And Behemoth will also be banned out.
Yeah, they know that Reason likes to run Behemoth. Nier plays it very well. That's actually worth stressing here. I didn't even realize until I just said that, but Nier's back for Reason. Of course, Nui was playing as a ringer for him earlier on in the previous series, but now that they're in the finals here, apparently Nier is able to join them once again, so he is back as their true 5th here, trying to help them qualify. So. But, yeah, so banning Behemoth, I can't say I'm too surprised because of that alone. Kraken, though, the final one from Reason there. So now Nullstone We'll see. They're right-clicking a Pandemonium.
Yeah,
Andromeda, yeah.
All the efforts to stop a Tempest. So they were thinking about the Andromeda and the Panda and decided to go for the Andromeda pickup instead.
Andromeda. Now, if they want to go for an aggressive tri-lane, Andromeda not usually the best support to do that because of her range being pretty low. So, I mean, at the same time, provides a powerful stun. So I guess I still couldn't be out of the question, but not as likely anymore, I don't think.
Still good synergy with Swiftblade. I mean, we've seen a couple of Andromeda Swiftblade games, but I think this was definitely for Tempest. And we see the Deadwood coming out. Oh, man. See some great punches coming out. What I'd like to see. My favorite hero, by the way. Love it.
Yeah, Deadwood has the possibility to be a pretty entertaining hero, no doubt. Whoa!
Oh,
Nullstone! That's... You know, I will say this. It's interesting that Tremble has not been addressed really, like, at all. And we kind of just forgot about it. And I almost wonder if Reason was the same thing, that they kind of just forgot about Tremble. But picked up here with the final pick. The fact that he's even open is pretty crazy. But Nullstone. All right.
Oh, I would say he was banned the last game, I think.
He might have been, actually. Okay.
Yes, if I'm not mistaken, because I have definitely seen a Tremble ban today. Nonetheless, but still, to get their hands on it, oh my god, this is going to be huge, especially with Beaver playing it. But the last pick, of course, is going to be Chipper. It's coming up from the middle lane, so see some good old rocket action.
Yeah, Ownme going to be the one playing it here, so here we go. Definitely, again, the question was Nullstone going to try to take advantage of what was clearly some greed coming out from Reason Gaming? Not as much as I would have, well, honestly, like to see from them. But again, it is Nullstone, so I guess we really shouldn't have expected an over-the-top aggressive lineup. They're making a point that they're comfortable being able to somewhat compete against the Stark Lady possibility and the Tempest, which it's risky. It is a little bit riskier from Nullstone, but if it works out, it definitely can really work out. I mean, Tremble, we all know what he can do when it comes to some good farm on him. So.
It is. I would agree with you, definitely. This Reason lineup is so greedy, but if they make it work, it's going to hurt Nullstone so bad. And if Nullstone knows what's up, they will definitely address the hell out of this Tempest and Chipper for the less. So, oh man.
Yeah. Now Tremble, of course, with those mounds, and Boris especially, he can be very involved early on with that said. So he's not the most sit back and I just need a farm carry, but yeah, he's definitely not the most active either. Compared to a lot of carries. But, yeah, so it'll be fun to see how that works out for them. And you see them run into their own jungle, but the ward aside already placed by Zane. It, not necessarily to block any camps, more so to just simply get some vision here is the key that he's going for. So we'll have the rune vision as well as into the jungle. The lane setting up, it doesn't look like anything too crazy. Oscar Midas, oh yeah, he is going to be Suicide. So actually that does mean it's going to be a Swiftblade middle, which isn't every day, honestly. So it should be interesting to see how that works. He's going to be going up against a Chipper, though, and that's not the friendliest matchup, I don't think.
His matchup. But what do you think about this bottom lane? Deadwood Suicide going against Tremble. I think, well, Tremble should be having a good time, I guess.
Well, hard-hitting Deadwood, you know, I will say this. Zane is known for doing this. This is actually something he's done several times before, a Suicide Deadwood. So if there is a player on the scene right now that would be able to accomplish this, it is Zane. But, yeah, it's not an everyday thing either at the same time. So especially if Andromeda stays down here, I think it's safe to say Tremble is going to have a great time. Now, in a 1v1 matchup, I would actually think Deadwood would have a pretty good time because of how hard-hitting he can be. But you see right here, now he went boots first. And that's going to give him the capability of sitting on top of Andromeda pretty well. But you see Andro's not going to really just fall back. He's going to stand his ground as well. So
yep,
it's going to be an interesting exchange.
So, like I said, middle is going to be, like I said, Swiftblade going against Chipper. Look at that. He's been using a Blade Frenzy to try to apply the aggression. But obviously, this matchup is in favor for Ownme. But let's see how Fuzzy Soft plays this, because it's not the worst matchup.
Yeah, spin helps, but that's on a pretty significant cooldown, and you know uses a bit of mana as well, so he can only really do that twice before he runs out. I don't think it's going to be tough. Did he even get pulled regen? He didn't. I mean, he said he has 3 treaters now. Of course, getting the bottle as soon as possible will be important, but I'm interested to see how that does play out in the end. Antro again going at it with Deadwood. Look at these trees. I mean, there's no more trees here. Deadwood just clearing them all out.
Deforestation at its best there. But Andrew's doing a good job keeping Deadwood at bay. He is just staying level 1, completely boxed out of EXP range. And also, let's not forget we have a Parasite there, so... Man, Zane is pretty much going to suffer here. Here comes Skeleton King coming out, in fact. And we have a kill here.
Yeah, this is where Deadwood's in trouble, and it's going to be right on cue. Now, that's where I'm a little curious what Zane was really thinking to happen. Like, I could not see a scenario right there where he was getting away. They're really just, as soon as Parasite had the minion that he needed, which right here was the Skeleton King, then that was a free kill, basically. So, yeah, that's obviously a downside of running a Suicide Deadwood. It goes back to, of course, as far as escape goes, not really a whole lot coming out. So, the Suicide Deadwood, it just goes back to this recent lineup as a whole, man. It's just a very greedy lineup all across the board coming out. Okay, well, that was on purpose, though, apparently.
Oh,
he even called it before. He said dying in chat.
And I'm actually thinking if sorry, the Deadwood is actually like it was picked on purpose because it was picked up during the second picking phase. And if they're probably thinking of running a Suicide Deadwood, they should, probably think that, hey, can I contest maybe, Swiftblade? Maybe that was what he had in mind because they did not see the Tremble, but they had last pick. So I'm really questioning this.
Yeah. I agree, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if they were expecting a Swiftblade short lane, then maybe it could have worked out a little better. But even so, oh my God, speaking of Swiftblade, he's in trouble. He needs to juke and jive right here. Damn, was he trying, but it's hard, man. Owen does eventually take him out. He even has illusions to tank the tower right there as a just in case. So Fuzzy Sloth, hell of an effort, but in the end it falls up short and it gets taken out. Well played by Owen there on the chipper.
So, well, he does have his bottle, closing to a level 6 mark. Man, I don't know how... Maybe Fuzzy is going to stand up to this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what's Null, so I'm thinking bottom lane. But still, Tremble is getting his farm that he needs, so that would be pretty vital as far as carry potential goes. If you see, like, look at this Andromeda, this positioning though. And the top lane, we have a Midas probably dropping.
Ooh.
Yep.
Elemental Warp. He was in cast animation, but good job with the lockdown. I mean, again, that's some good synergy there. Any kind of lane partner with Moira that has the ability to teleport in this case, the charging strikes. You apply the Shards of Harkon, it's great synergy, man. It's very good synergy. So they use that right there to their advantage to secure the kill.
And to top it off with the Dark Lady's Dark Blades, so that's, any suicide, even Bubbles, Hag, or whatever, is pretty much going to suffer. Oh, Dark Lady dropping really low there, but he's going to get away just fine.
Midas had a transmute, maybe a different story, but... And actually, Midas, curious about his build here. He actually goes level 2 Lion's Pride. So he has no points in Golden Salvo, and he's just about level 4, which is, usually you would think maybe a 1-1-1 build is what we usually see, honestly, but... He's got transmute now, but with no Golden Salvo, it's not as easy to make sure to get a transmute proc.
We've seen these a couple of times where you don't have like 1 point into either skill, whether it be it a Golden Salvo or the Lion's Pride. But usually you would see it on the Golden Salvo and the Elemental Warp. But this one, it's a little strange. Yeah, I do agree with you.
All three heroes up here, Deadwood being one of those. So Zane trying to make use elsewhere. And trying to see if they can set up another kill on a Midas, but unless Midas pushes up after this creep wave here, I don't know if it's going to be happening. And you see, Midas playing it very safe. I mean, I'm sure they have a missing call from the bottom lane that Deadwood hasn't been seen for a while. And so, if anything, that's giving him information. That
if there's anything for that matter, it's a Tremble getting free farm.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. 400 gold per minute.
Don't know, man. Deadwood's been sitting top trying to get a kill happen, but... not happening, I guess. Oscar playing it pretty safe despite not having any vision up there. This third game sense coming in. So Deadwood's gonna rotate. He does have boots, though, so that's something to take note of. So even just the grass and the oak boat, it will set up a pretty good gank, but so far can't find any, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, what you got? He's farming very well here. 300 gold per minute. He got the Bloodlust kill, remember, so obviously that helps, but 300 gold per minute. Parasite in the jungle. Definitely some good news there once again for this Legion side. Got his full Ghost Marchers on top of the Blood Chalice. But would like to see him involved perhaps for a kill in the middle lane. That would be ideal. Who's speaking of that right now happens to be Deadwood. He's actually here as Chipper. Where the hell is Chipper? Did Chipper go bottom? No, he's back out of the well currently. Not sure where he plans to go. Okay, he's going to come back middle, so Deadwood was just picking up a little bit of farm while Chipper was missing. But yeah, this middle lane, they could definitely set up some kind of gank. I wouldn't be surprised. And Chainsaw is used right there by Chipper just to farm, really. That's like the second time he's done that, I think.
Yes, I was going to point that out. Like, he was using it really liberally. I think both to kind of just cancel regen. At least that was the second one. The first one was he was trying to pop his regen because Swiftplay had this regen bottled up for quite some time now. Okay. So just really applying the aggression. I mean, it's such a short cooldown.
Yeah. Yeah, not the longest. Only 65 seconds at this point, so he's able to do that if he so chooses to, which he clearly does. But again, seeing Parasite now, granted, if he wants to keep farming, not too horrible of a thing, considering, again, he did get the Bloodlust kill, but, you know, he finds an opportunity to be active, and you figure that Chipper would be a vulnerable target, so if Chipper does show himself again, we'll see if Parasite maybe tries to make something happen next time.
Well, speaking of aggression, we have top lane Tempest actually going to make this push. That's what I like to see. You know, this Tempest apparently wasn't addressed, so he's getting his good farm in. He gets his Ring of Sorcery early into this game. Pressuring his top tower, which should be an easy push. I hope the Legion team can actually stop this.
They're not stopping this. They're going to counter push, though. I mean, it's really no point, obviously, when that much is happening. You see the bottom lane. Is that yeah, Parasite's here. I thought it was. He actually is here kind of distracting them in the background. He comes out of the creep, though. Applies a leaf, so Rocket Barrage going to somewhat miss right there. Mora cuts him off, however, and going to get the stun out, but they're not going to chase, and that's for good reason. You see Andromeda and Tremble both coming over to eventually cut off any chance at trying to chase him down. So, but now the secondary tower is being pushed in by Tempest and Dark Liddy, so this is where if you're Null Stone, you don't want to give this up for free by any means. And we'll see how they react to it, but
yeah, they do have a Tremble, but with the you know, with the Tempest that's pretty much aggressively pushing top, and if they lose towers pretty much early into this game, I don't know if Tremble is going to be viable late game, because he is after all going up against a Dark Lily, so it's kind of like an even matchup. But in terms of CC wise, man, you have a Tempest. Think about it.
Yeah, and I'll also say Beaverbanger hasn't necessarily been using the Boris, like sending it out, creating mounts elsewhere, looking to maybe assist. Now Swiftly middle lane gets the kill on Amora, so that's good news there, but he's been keeping Boris with him here at the bottom lane. Now they did get the bottom tower kill, again, good news there for Null Stone, but that's what you usually like to see out of a Tremble too, taking advantage of the Boris, how he can be involved elsewhere to set up kills, and at least get a mound near the top side of the map I think would be important.
I was about to point that out too. Yeah. Just send Boris, you know, just walk around and just plant some mounds if needed. And it provides us a good scouting tool as well, provided if he just micros it pretty efficiently. But nope, he decides to sit it bot just in case if there is a gank. After all, Boris is able to be, you know, in commission, ready for commission.
Looks like Thunderclaw is going to be the choice here for Tremble, most likely. I mean, she doesn't have anything built for a twist yet, but I'm guessing that's what it's going to be. Again, that's just such a powerful item on him because of his passive. And there you go. He right-clicks it. So Thunderclaw coming out for Tremble. And already, what is already 417 gold per minute, it's just going to get higher now at this point. So,
yep. I don't think I don't have reasons actually. Oh, look at the damage on the Swift Blade.
Yeah,
it's exploded.
Well, top lane too. They actually dove on a Midas, but the TP's coming in, and Mora will stall them, however, from chasing Dark Liddy at the same time. So yeah, a couple of lanes getting some action, but Swiftblade did live though.
Yep, definitely watching both teams trying really hard to score kills, but still 10 minutes in, 2-2, not too shabby for both teams. After all, this is the finals, and like I said, Nullstone is up once against nothing, so Reason trying to keep it in check. Zane apparently, he is level 6 already as Deadwood.
I don't know how Zane does it, man. You know, we talked about the last game on Swiftblade. He had a horrendous start, but he manages to find the farm eventually. I mean, I guess any good suicide player would do that, but it's still just, it's ridiculous. It's not easy to do, yet he makes it seem so easy. But yeah, he's level 6 and he's working on that farm now a little bit. So that is good news for the Hellborn side.
For what it's worth, does have the Rolling Grass plus Willowmaker, so doesn't need items for the damage, so he's still all around a really good utility hero for the entire team itself. Whereas, oh, we have Tremble coming in.
Yes, he's there's the Boris assistance. He doesn't have a stun. He needs the damage output. No, it's not going to happen. One more auto attack maybe, but in the end, Deadwood makes it back to base. So good, big downside of Tremble, at least until he gets a Brutalizer, which eventually should happen. You can TP against him pretty easily, as long as he doesn't have the damage output, so good job. But again, I go back to Beaverbanger still having Boris sit next to him this whole time. I just don't think that's the most efficient way to play this hero. And
The next mount that he has is just in the middle lane, as you can see. That's pretty much his next mount. Up middle.
Speaking of middle, they jump Chipper here, and sure enough, get the kill. So Parasite eventually does come over. I mean, hell, all 4 of them are here to secure the kill on a Chipper. Caught that kind of late, but 4 versus 1, it makes sense.
Yep.
That's the way they kill him.
And applying some pressure on his tower. You do see, well, at least Moira's coming in to try to defend this, but I doubt they're going to defend against this 5-man push. Straight up, even Boris tanking. And it'll be a free tower.
Should be. You got Moira kind of nearby. She's going to try. Ooh, a little too early. And what you got gets credit for a Parasite. Nearly 400 gold per minute, man. He's done fantastic. Remember, he got the hat trick earlier on last game on Parasite as well, and helped his team get to victory there. So I saw him buy a Neophytes book, by the way. Now, of course, that could be either a puzzle box, or it looks like it is going to be a puzzle box. Okay, I was wondering if he was going to go Codex or not, but he does choose to go puzzle box here. As Moira's found by Swift Play, Swift slashes, and she dies shortly after. So good find there by Fuzzy Sloth.
Yep, and he was mid, and remember he was suffering against a Chipper for a little bit. And all of a sudden he's level 11, closing to that 400 gold per minute mark as well. So goes for the Energizer route, so definitely kind of acting like the pseudo-suicide build. I won't be surprised if I'm seeing the usual Brutalizer plus Elder Parasite coming up pretty soon as well.
Yeah. It seems like Nullstone's definitely found a groove a little bit. Again, it goes back to just a greedy lineup here for a reason, and Nullstone's now starting to take advantage of that a little bit more and more, getting a couple of pickoffs. Dark Lady still doesn't have a Rune Cleaver. She's just about there. In fact, what, she needs 2,400 gold, right? Yeah, so 2,400 gold. No, she actually still needs a Mana Tube, so she's even a little bit further behind than I would have expected, unless, she did go full Ghost Marches and a Ring of the Teacher on top of that, so I guess that makes sense as to why she's still a little bit behind from it, but again, she is just about there, but you see another kill trying to be set up now in the middle lane. Chipper
he's going to run into Moira.
Yeah, Moira finds him, though. Good find there. Immune to magic. That's GG Wild Hunter. By the way, look at Chipper's item. He actually went Void Talisman. First item, really.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You don't usually see first item Void Talisman, especially onto Own Me. He usually goes really aggressive, like Portal Key, I would say. But this game is actually thinking otherwise, just because of this Swift Blade, I guess. Doing a lot of work.
Well, Tremble, too. Don't forget about that. I mean, he's a lot of physical damage, so I think it's a mix of the two. But at the same time, it's one of those cases. I mean, there's never going to be a game where it's just the absolute perfect choice. Like, you're never going to hurt yourself getting it. But you got Midas. You do got the Thunderclaw procs from Tremble, and you got Parasite, of course, on top of that too. That'll amplify their damage with the Void Talisman. So, but I get why he decided for it though.
He is well, he's doing not too bad himself. 1-1-0 though. What do you think about his presence in this game? I don't see a lot of ganks happening for that matter. Mostly because he is pretty squishy, and he's kind of afraid for this Midas plus, Parasite.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with this team just isn't gank-oriented, and honestly, that's where I'm thinking more about this Tremble pick as to why they final picked it. It's not really coming together for me as to why they really wanted to make sure to get this Tremble pick. Whether it's just they felt like maybe it would have been a good lane against Tremble if he was middle, which I don't think would have been the case, but I don't know. It's just, this is not a lineup that screams a lot of mobility. Top lane, though, in the meantime, Dark Lady, she able to avoid the transmute. That was big. If she did not avoid that transmute, she was dead for sure, but she sidestepped it and gets away in the end. But you see the Legion team continues to try to be active here, and especially if they can take out Dark Lady. But, yeah, I don't know. The Chipper pickup, it just doesn't make a lot of sense with the lineup the more I'm looking at it here.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now, we see, well, Human Banger himself is farming up a Storm, and plus, goodbye, Quincy. Yeah, that's it though. We have Beaver sitting on 3,500 gold. That's Basher money right there. Brutalizer, I mean. Oh, well, we have to look at a big Tempest ult.
Oh, Element avoid the stop though. Now Boris takes some rockets. He tried to hold his ground there the last second too. I mean, he really kind of had to. He does go down. It's a good find even with the stop on the Elemental Void. And now the Arcane Vortex to stall a little bit more. Here's a supporting cast. Moria for sure is going to be picked up, so 1-for-1, but clearly something that the Homeworld team likes. But actually, Tremble popped back. Oh, man, that's a big buyback right there to get really nothing out of it. So, yeah, he got a little too antsy right there as Recent Gaming decided to fall back in the end. So, it gets nothing, but at least now he's going to go back to more farming quickly, I guess. But clearly they should know a Warda site was there as well. That's pretty much jumped right on top.
That's pretty questionable for that. But still, yeah, the buyback though, I really doubt that it was like really necessary. And I was questioning this Tempest, like the one-man jump. Was it worth it? Oh my god, middle.
Oh, absolutely worth it. I mean, hell, especially getting a kill on Tremble, I think it's definitely worth it to make that.
What did they lose though?
They only lost Moira.
Oh, they lost Moira. All right. I thought it was the Tempest. So.
I'm pretty sure Tempest lived. Yeah, Tempest definitely lived. Yeah.
Thought it was the Tempest. So with the Tempest going portal key first item instead of the conventional Astrolabe.
Yeah.
It does work out though. The plate agrees.
Well, clearly right there it worked out, and you know something else too that this is actually I've kind of brought this up how we have seen Tempest going more of the portal key first instead of the Astrolabe even. They like to get it as soon as possible, and yeah, it paid off right there. But I can't say I honestly was expecting it because again this is not a team that's really built around we're trying to do stuff early here, and that's where portal key would shine. Now it got a kill on a Tremble, so. Again, that's where it's kind of worth it, but I was not expecting it for sure.
All right.
To be happening.
Definitely. He's level 11. Wow. And a glowstone actually completed onto a chipper. See, that would be. Did he sell it? He did. Wait, no.
No, he hasn't. As it there. By the way,
comes up.
Shrunken Head on Tremble is going to be coming out, not Brutalizer yet.
Okay, so he decides to play it safe a little bit. Well, he's already hitting pretty hard though, so Brutalizer could be as a greedy pickup. So I think Shrunken Head should be fine for him. Is it completed already?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Coming out there, so 480 gold per minute will do that, I guess.
Well, I guess. Yeah, he's on the top gold per minute chart. Dark Lady is not too far behind. This is 430. But with this kind of aggressive lineup, can they really defend against this? Because looking at the Nullstone's lineup, they are straight up like, straight up to the face, I want to kill you kind of a thing. Whereas Reason is more, well, it really depends on like their positioning and how they're going to get in. Because we have Deadwood, yeah, we have Tank of the Tempest. So if Legion team actually snipes out one of the members from Reason, that would actually be pretty huge. Because they'll be fighting with one man down, and usually they come up with an advantage, especially on the auto attack.
Oh, that's a big find right there. Now the Void Talisman sees right away Tremble. But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He runs into both Chipper and Moira. Nice Arcane Vortex though, and unless he gets a net off right here, he is going to get it off. He's going to look down to chase down his Tremble. He still has to striking it up. They pick off Moira in the process. Lex Teleonis applied, and here come the auto attacks from jumping out. Will it be enough damage in the end? He's maybe one more. No, the Rotten Grasp hits and locks him in place, and Chipper will actually escape in the end. It's a good escape on his part. Tempest flies in. He doesn't have an Elemental Void though, so just getting the stun off. Oh no, he does actually. He chose not to use it, but the Swift Slash is cutting through him. Bouncing the creep till the last second. That was a huge RNG in their favor, but the Leech will finish him off. And now they're pushing the tower kill on top of that. It's a good job cleaning up by what you got. And now here goes the tower. It's going to be a quick one, it looks like, at this point.
Man. And Reason, I was really hoping to take game 2 here. I think it's just do a game 3 at least. But Nelson looking so strong with this lineup. And like you said, this Tremble pick is core. You know how broken Tremble is as a hero itself, even despite the change in the Impalers. I think that's just amazing for this hero. And it's coming in a lot of work. So we see the Quick Blade coming up, so obviously that will transition into a Brutalizer. There's nothing stopping this Tremble, at least not anytime soon.
You know,
yeah.
Well, so I wouldn't be surprised if he actually goes even a full-on Geometer's Bane here, just to help him get out of things like the Rotten Grasp or another tool to get out of silence and whatnot. That would have surprised me, but yeah, the Brutalizer is just so good on him because of the Twin Fangs or the Impalers.
I doubt that Geometer's Bane would be effective against the Rotten Grasp because once you get out of it, you just get sucked back in.
Oh, do you? Okay, yeah. If that's the case, then maybe not.
But yeah, safe to say it's probably Brutalizer. And let's see. So Swiftblade sitting on 2k gold, just completed Firebrand as I was talking about it. Sitting on the Abyssal Skull for quite some time, helping his team as much as he needs. So score 7-4 though, despite 20 minutes in. And Hellborn's still not too far behind. We've not seen a Dark Lady coming into at least most of these fights yet. And she's sitting level 13, so...
Well, yeah. Well, again, Dark Lady, that's what she is. She's a very scary late game carry, but early game, not tending to usually be the most involved, and for good reason, because she needs at least the Rune Cleaver, in this case the Abyssal Skull now, and now she's working on her next bigger item, and that's going to be, as usual, interesting to see what she goes for, because in a lot of cases you would maybe see something like a Firebrand. It's Parasite. He's in trouble here, but no, the offense at the last second. He gets in the Wizard, and it's going to be enough to get away. It looks like the Oh, the tree comes out. Tempest trying to catch it, but he wasn't able to. And now Tremble joins the party. Pops that Shrunken Head, goes on to Tempest. Swift slashes. It cancels the Elemental Void because it kills him shortly after. And the Arcade Vortex stalling, but also Moira gets caught. So the chase happened by Reason Gaming. They chased a little too long, and it backfires for them. And there is the Brutalizer on Tremble, sure enough. Okay. Picked up here, so good luck.
Oops. I don't even want to say this, but this game looks like it's almost going to be over, just based on like the fights, how it's turning out. And that was just a Tremble. Talk about Swiftblade, who is middle, Firebrand, Abyssal Skull. He is auto attacking. Let's just put it out there.
Yeah.
So one thing I have to say though is I've not seen Midas being like a core in most of these team fights. Like I don't usually see a Transmute coming out, but that doesn't really matter though. It's just like they're as if they're fighting without a Midas, and they're doing pretty well already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Midas, hell, he's lowest damage on the team, which is pretty crazy, actually. Yeah, he's still doing 10% with that said, so not too shabby, definitely. But, yeah, you know, obviously that's something that they're going to have to worry about, too. He's almost got his portal key picked up here, as we can now see. So, yeah, I definitely don't want to be negative Nancy here by any means, but I kind of agree with you. It just seems like the momentum's building up for Nullstone Gaming right now. And Reason Gaming, it's going to fall back, because I really think Dark Lady is going for something like a Shrunken Head, but it goes back to, is that really going to do you a whole lot against this Tremble, against the Swiftblade? Okay, he goes Firebrand. Okay, and I do honestly like that a little better. Just try to enhance that farm a little more damage, and we'll see where it goes from there. But
and he hits faster, too. Let's see if that will happen. The dream here right now is a Tempest ult plus Dark Lady's Charging Strikes, which we've not seen so far because I think Nelson's doing a pretty good job in terms of that spread. And of course, we have that Andromeda always stand by ready for that Tempest ult cancellation.
Oh, look at Tremble. He finds Dark Lady by herself. Back-to-back Brutalizer procs. And she had just used her Charging Strikes to farm as well. Oh, that was brutal for her, but well played by Tremble right there. A little bit of RNG coming in as well, and that's why you get the item. And down goes Dark Lady, so big catch there.
Talk about being brutal, Lizer. And it's really gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt Dark Lady a lot because like she has no Shrunken Head, she has no protective items, and she's sitting on 1,000 HP. She's gonna melt. There's nothing she can do about it.
And right now, Nullstone's got to be feeling really good. Again, on the verge of qualifying for DreamHack. If they do take this game, Reason Gaming trying to just simply stay alive and force a third game at this point. The middle tower goes down, though. Tremble, nearly 600 gold per minute now, going into the Conqueror pit. Dark Lady's up in another 10 seconds. If you're the Cellborn side, if you're Reason here, I mean, they have to defend this, I think. They're already falling in a little bit of a hole and giving up a token now. It's just going to be that much worse. Going to give them an opening to push into your base, but they can't at the same time. They're just not comfortable doing it. Dark Lady just resurrected. They haven't. No, they don't have an Elemental Void. So, yeah, without that, I guess there really is no way they can comfortably do it. Now they do jump in. They're hoping for it. I don't know what they're really playing there. Maybe distraction. Deadwood does jump in as well. Did you see that Willowmaker?
It did nothing.
It tickled him. He's like, oh, did something touch me? Oh, was that you?
Oh my god, that swap though.
Oh, the swap on a Dark Lady. She goes down, and you could tell Nullstone Gaming going cutthroat. GG, well played. Just like that, it's over. Nullstone is your champions here of Qualifier number 3, and they're going to DreamHack Summer 2015. America will be represented at the event. Reason Gaming, that's got to be tough for them. We knew one of these two teams is going to be tough for one of them, and it is for Reason Gaming. They fall short yet again. They'll have 2 more tries to make it on. But what a game! What a series there by Nullstone in the end, those you know.
Definitely. I mean, both these teams, like you nicely mentioned, they were in finals, just short, 1 game short of making it. And this game, it's going to be Null stuff. So let's see if Reason's able to make it, like say, 2 more qualifiers. But this finals, I would say Nullstone take this 2-0 deservingly. Man. Well played. I mean, well drafts, I would say, and good decision making. So well deserving indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just fun to watch on top of that. So again, congratulations to them. That's got to be, like I said, a pretty damn good feeling for them coming out right there. So they take, again, best of 3, 2-0 over Reason Gaming. And, again, going to DreamHack Summer 2015 as a result. So they get to now relax a little bit. On top of that, though, they still got the Deadeye Bounty League, which they're still undefeated in, actually. That's going to be fun to see how they play throughout that. And use that more now as warm-up, if anything, but also some nice little spending money moving forward. But this is a team that clearly they've stuck together now for quite a bit, and it's paying off. Things are really starting to click here for this team, and it's been fun to watch, no doubt. So I am trying to, as usual, set up an interview here. Join our team Skype. Okay, let's just do that. Sure, drag in. All right, so I'm gonna. It sounds like they're gonna bring us in their Skype here, so it'll be all crazy with that. I'll have them bring you in as well here in a second once they do get us in here. So let me set up some graphics here real quickly. Interview.
Good stuff.
Nullstone Gaming. There we go. Okay, so as soon as they drag me in there, we should be good to talk to these guys and see how they feel. I'm sure feeling good.
Who we got?
Okay. What you got?
What you got? Who we got? What we got?
Who we got? Yeah, getting that Tremble. They fourth picked that Tremble too. The fact that he was even still left open again, pretty crazy.
Wasn't it the fifth pick? It was the fifth.
Or was
pick.
he even the fifth pick?
Yes, that was the fifth.
He was
pick.
after the second-tier bans. I know that. So yeah.
Yep.
That is that's pretty crazy there. 1 sec. We're trying to. Oh god.
It did go pretty well.
Well. All right. So they say just a second here for I don't know why, but drag us in eventually, and then we'll talk with these guys here about the victory. But yeah, Recent Gaming again. They got to the finals in the first qualifier after beating Sync Esports like we talked about that, but then they lost to Fresh in the end in that best of 3. So Fresh qualified, and then they got knocked out last cycle to I honestly forget who they lost to.
I definitely wasn't even I wasn't immersed in the scene. Like I said, I am a Southeast Asian caster after all, so most of these things I try to follow up, but then again, school does kick in. Man, you have no idea. 9 classes, Breaky.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm able to make this, and I'm glad it's on a Sunday, so I'm able to make this cast at least for this 5 hours. Yeah. But it's great. Just casting alongside, just getting to know these plays a little better.
Yeah.
And just having fun out here.
Oh, it's a good time here. We'll definitely talk more about that once we do get this interview in there after it, though.
Right.
Okay, I was double checking. So that's right. They actually lost to Nullstone last cycle as well in the semifinals. I had forgotten about that. So. Okay, I'm going to join their Skype here. Let me get you in it as well if I can. There we go. All right, so join their call. We'll talk with these guys here.
All right.
All right, let's see what this is all about. There we go. As soon as Skype decides to answer. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, it's taking forever to load. Hey, what? There's only one person. What the hell happened? We got you in the call. I'm trying to join. There we go.
How's it feel, man?
There we go. I think I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, yeah. For some reason it bugged out the first time. Anyways, how's it going, guys? How's it going?
Good. Fucking great.
It's going great.
Hey, try to keep it PG here, all right?
Yep, sorry.
I'm just kidding. Be excited as you want, because DreamHack's coming, man. That must be a pretty cool feeling, I'm sure, especially representing America, right?
America.
You know it. Yeah, baby. Oh man, USA.
Good times.
USA. Woo!
Good fashion too. I mean, actually, I double checked there. You guys defeated Recent Gaming last cycle too. These last qualifiers, knocking them out in the semifinals. So you kind of had their number in their sense. You guys in general have been looking pretty good. I mean, you guys must be feeling pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
As your play goes.
Yeah, I've been playing. Actually, in the previous series, I was playing with no mic.
Okay.
So it was kind of rough, but I got it working this time. It was pretty clean.
Yeah, a little bit.
Everyone played about it.
A little bit of a scare there against Team Grief, guys. What was that about?
Fuzzy's running on 3 hours of sleep. He had his prom last night, so had to get the first game kinks out of the way, stuff like that.
Okay.
Dude, I'm still on 3 hours of sleep, man. I'm so hyped right now.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I'm running on 4, not too far, not too shabby.
No, but so you guys, you lost the first game against them, but obviously it came through the end and ultimately connected here in these finals. But yeah, 2-0 over Recent Gaming. Let's talk about this game here specifically. I mean, so you're up 1-0 going into this one. Were you guys ever worried here in game 2? What you got? What do you think? Were you ever worried here in game 2, or do you feel like you had it?
Honestly, we had so much momentum in Skype, and we were like so crazy. We were like, guys, one more game. We're going to DreamHack. We just got to give it our all. Everybody's got to play well, and we came through. Everybody played so well. I'm so proud of my team.
Were you surprised to see the tremble there?
A little bit. I think trembles it was going from like first ban or blind ban like every game to now teams are kind of letting it through a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think that's because teams are kind of figuring out how to play around the tremble a little bit more. But yeah, Reason left it for us, and we felt it was a good pickup in that game, so we took it.
Well, okay, so what about the first game though? That was a really interesting one for a couple of reasons. But focusing on first off, them drafting Arachna, did that kind of throw you off a little bit, or were you maybe almost did you know that they did that earlier or what?
We've seen that before from other teams too. It's something they think we 1v1 mid a lot, which we do often, but like we noticed we picked up on Arachna was mid, so I was like Drunken can do fine against Swiftblade, so I rotated. I don't think Arachna's that strong outside of laning phase.
I think people are playing her wrong. I think Recent Gaming's playing her wrong too. I talked about this earlier. Now that worked against BMG, but I think she's more of a ganker than an actual carry. But keep trying to farm with her, and I just don't think that works out. But
she's actually a ganking carry. Think about it. She farms on heroes.
Anyways,
yeah. I mean, honestly, I think she's more suited to the 3v3 now.
Get those 3v3 tournaments
going.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, she is good in that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense actually. Okay, so but then the Drunken Master you pointed out. Now, what was that because of all the single target abilities? Was that basically the logic there?
It pretty much was, yeah.
Yeah, going into the second set of picks, we noticed that their first 3 were heavily countered by Nullstone. And what better hero to pick up than a Drunken Master who has a built-in Nullstone effect? So, yeah, we felt that was. We were thinking about it for like midway through the draft.
Nullstone's on top of it.
Yeah, that did throw us off a little bit, but was what do you think the Nullstone on top of that was necessary, or was that maybe over the top?
It was so he wouldn't get jumped. Okay. He kind of had to get team approval before getting that. But,
he was like, "Team, can I go Nullstone?"
I was like, "I'd rather you not," but
like, yeah. Oh God, okay. He did it.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, that makes sense.
It worked out though.
I think it did. Okay, well, we're at the spot here. Let's we'll go one by one here, and we'll get your reaction ultimately. We'll start with what you got. We'll start with you. What does it mean knowing that you're going to DreamHack, and how excited are you?
Oh, it's such a good feeling. We've been working really hard, obviously, day and day, just practicing when we can individually. And also, I think we're playing arguably our best Han right now as a team. Over the past couple of months, we've been really meshing really well together. And yeah, it's a great feeling that we're gonna be able to meet each other because we've never met each other before.
Oh yeah.
And just being at our first LAN for I think all of us, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that's always a good time. Fuzzy Sloth, same question to you. What does it mean, and how excited are you?
I don't know, man. I'm on 3 hours of sleep. I gotta admit, I was drinking a little last night. So
at your prom?
Water.
What?
After party, man. Okay. But DreamHack, man, I am so excited. Yeah. I just want to meet my team. I want to meet all the other teams there. I'm so pumped to play at LAN too.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna run up and give everybody on my team a hug when I see them. I don't know, man.
You got to win some games.
We're just playing good Han right now.
Got to win some games at the DreamHack event. Yeah, I mean, you guys not only obviously feeling good right here, but again the Deadeye Bounty League, you guys undefeated there. So yeah, things seem to be clicking. So we'll see how that continues into ultimately the DreamHack event. But Baba Ganoush, first off, why the hell did you change your name?
Resher was a name that my friend came up with, so it wasn't even original. And Baba Ganoush is like my favorite word to say. It's just fun to say.
What does it even mean?
It means pampered papa, or it's a food. It's a food from like Lebanon or something.
Food.
But I just like the word. It has no meaning anyway.
Cool. Yeah. So, but same question to you then.
Yeah, it's great. I just want to meet my team and even meet the other teams because like you play against them so many times, but I don't even know what they look like. And you just go to put a face to
Yeah.
To the name. And go to Sweden. I've been there before because my brother used to live there, and they had like a really good candy called Läkerol. I want to get some of those.
Okay.
But that's about it for me. I think Beaverbanger went somewhere, so.
Is he not here? Dodging? All right.
What?
Beaverbanger dodging.
He's dodging.
Oscar could be here.
Oscar, yeah,
Oscar.
I know Oscar's here. He's just, we'll see if he. Oscar, you there? Come on, man. We're going to be meeting you in person here in the near future. Here, how about this, Oscar? Either you come on and talk now with no webcam or anything, or I'm going to make you do an interview at DreamHack in person.
Oh.
It's your call.
Come on, Oscar.
He's not saying anything. He's not
Maybe he doesn't.
Well, we'll just show off his sexy profile pic instead.
Look at those guns.
Look at those guns, man. All right, so I guess that'll do it then, pretty much for all that.
Oh, we tried.
Oh, his mic not working.
Oh, is that what he's saying?
Yeah, that's what Oscar said in chat. His mic is not working.
His mic's not working, I swear. How convenient. How convenient. All right, so it's you guys, Fresh and Sync, obviously other teams that have qualified. You guys have any idea who the other two teams are going to be? Are you confident in the other two teams?
Maybe Team Grief. I don't know. I got to look at the standings here.
Yeah. What do you think of the competition in general right now? It feels like it's pretty good.
I think there's like 4 or 5 teams like we're really close with like skill level, and just on any given day, like whoever's playing better can take it.
Yeah.
But
do you have a dark horse in mind though?
Team Grief could kind of be a dark horse.
Yeah,
I mean
they've got some good players on them.
Yeah. They have a lot of known players for sure.
Interesting.
Team Who, you got those guys. You got Solaire Club, another team that's solid. So, yeah, it's going to be fun to see. Knowing that there's only 2 spots left now. We got Reason Gaming, Bad Monkey Gaming, the teams we're just talking about. I mean, there's only 2 spots, so it's going to be fun to see which 2 qualify. But we know for sure it's going to be Nullstone, as well as Sync. And
looking at the list, I would say Team Grief and DMG.
Okay. Okay, no love for Reason. Shots fired.
I forgot.
Wow.
I get Reason.
No, actually.
Reason gets my
maybe
room for 2.
Reason and I don't know 2 out of the 3. I'm not sure.
All right. One last thing that I have actually, I guess Beaverbanger's not here, but what will it take? Why do you guys refuse to get Resto Stone on Salamon?
I don't know if I want to answer that, but I guess I'll say the way we feel about it is we feel like Solomon, basically, the way he works is he farms, so to speak, 2 items to a normal carries 1. So in that essence, you kind of want to have like more farming and building up items as the game progresses. And then we feel like Resto Stones may be best fitted like as the 4th or 5th item for the hero. So it's just, I guess it's just preference when it comes down to it, how we feel the hero's best itemized. But I mean, Resto Stone is obviously amazing on the hero. There's no denying that for sure.
All right. Just had to know that. Okay. Pretty much covers it for me then. I think I'll give you a chance to do shout-outs then on top of that. So, again, what you got? We'll start with you. Any shout-outs you got?
I didn't even think about this. Shout out to you guys, obviously, for casting. Shout out to the Twitch chat, everyone watching, everyone supporting USA, spamming the chat, whatnot. Shout out to Sync and Mint for already qualifying. And good luck to the rest of the teams playing. Can't wait to see who we're going to be, meeting and whatnot. And, yeah, I think that's it.
All right. Baba Ganoush.
Shout out to the other teams. They're always good competition, fun games, and shout out to my team, of course, and all the supporters, Justin, Rag Roasty, all those people, and my girlfriend Ray also. And that's it for me.
Fuzzy Sloth.
Shout out to you guys for casting. Shout out to the other teams, Sync and Mint, especially Insania God. Shout out to my brother Nick, always watching me. He might actually be coming too.
Nice.
Shout out to Shirley. Shout out to all my other friends watching. And then shout out to USA.
America, I like it. Beaver Banger, Oscar, one last chance. Anything?
Oh my god.
They're not gonna say anything.
I think Beaver had to help his parents do something.
Okay.
So I think that's why he's not here.
Figured I'd try one more time. All right, guys. Thanks once again. Obviously, another congratulations, and well, we'll catch you in the Deadeye Bounty League, as well as other events that perhaps may happen before DreamHack. So.
All right.
We'll
Thanks for casting all the time.
No problem. Thanks again, guys.
All right.
All right, so let me resume this call. There we go. You back, Zeno? Not yet. Anyways, we're going to start wrapping this up here, though. As talking with Null Stone there. You there, Zeno?
Yep.
There we go. Okay, so, yeah, that was fun to hear from them. Clearly excited, which is always a cool thing. Especially knowing that they're going to Sweden, going to DreamHack, and competing for good time there. Good time. So that's exciting stuff to hear, and yeah, got to say I'm a little bit excited myself. Going to see America.
Got to see America in DreamHack.
Yeah,
that's one of the big things up there. So chat can kind of just calm down a little bit. USA qualified, just for now.
Yes, so that's how it works. All right, so they got them out of the way, but we are going to start wrapping up here. But before we really start officially wrapping up, I want to give you the chance, Xeno Viper. First off, thanks for co-casting. Had some fun here today, and again, I want to give you the chance to shout out or any final words that you got before we wrap up.
Well, before I had my shout out, though, I want to say thanks straight up for the viewers, comments, and constructive feedbacks. Definitely working on my cast being, the main hype man for Garena. Obviously, not having the best insights. I do apologize for that. Working on it as we speak. So, and it's my first time casting on NAEU, so I'm a little bit nervous, and I want to thank Ricky so much for that opportunity. And secondly, just the top 8, qualifying, I would say, casters. We've seen so much potential in just all of it. I'm being honored to be one of the to be the final caster, in fact, before the members cast the votes for us four. So, hope you guys enjoyed all 8 of us so far. And make sure to choose wisely as your vote. So that's it. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to Honcast, definitely. Oh, well, sorry. Let's go into the shout outs right now. So, in order, it's going to be. First, shout out to Nullstone for qualifying. And, of course, other teams that put up a pretty good fight with that. Team Grief, Team Reason. Well, that matters. Of course, shout out to Breaky CPK, of course. Casting alongside you. It is a great honor, of course. And so, shout out to Amiri. Shout out to Mech Rivals, Wiseau Zirius. We have a Matt Nobody in chat as well. Shout out to Sean, Tim, as well as Program. And last but not least, shout out to all you viewers watching us today as we brought you semifinals and the finals for DreamHack Qualifier number 3.
There we go. Xeno Viper, once again, thank you, man, for co-casting. And yes, you're right. The top 8 officially is finished as far as the co-casters go. So, again, tomorrow, guys, you guys will get the chance to start voting for who you think deserves to move on to the top 4 of Newest Next Caster, and then we can go into the next stage of that following into the next weekend. So pretty much all this next week, guys, look forward to more information on that. Feel free to vote for who you think is necessary, and we'll go from there. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how that develops, as well as these qualifiers themselves for DreamHack, because, again, we still got 2 more teams to find out, ladies and gentlemen. We got Nullstone, we got Sync, we got Fresh. We need 2 more, and which 2 it's going to be, who knows? Who knows? It's definitely up in the air. There really is so much competition out there right now. It's going to be fun to see how that plays out. But that on top of the Deadeye Bounty League, of course, speaking of that, Tuesday coming back at you. Deadeye Bounty League action. It's actually going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, which is 2000 Central European Time. I believe the teams there is Fresh versus Solar Club, I want to say. Let me double check that real quickly. It is Fresh versus Team Disband. That's right. Those are the teams going at it again on Tuesday. And also on Tuesday, and actually that's a good point too, that's going to be the first match with the new patch. I mean, the patch hits, and they play a best of 5 in the Deadeye Bounty League. So that's going to be a lot of fun to see how that match plays out, knowing that they're all playing on a different patch, basically, with all the balance changes and not having a whole lot of time to really warm up to it. I mean, it's just pretty much maybe play a couple of TMM games, and you're pretty much going into it. So that's going to be a lot of fun to see how that develops and to see what happens there. So, But again, tune in for that on Tuesday. Looking forward to that. Also look forward to some podcasts to be coming up talking about the patch, and we'll have more information on that possibly tomorrow throughout the week and whatnot. So shout out to Quincy, who left early, but doing the stats here. Shout out to Xenoviper once again, and shout out to Null Stone for winning the DreamHack Qualifier number 3. That is officially going to do it, though. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. We'll see you on Tuesday for patch 3.7,
All right.
the anniversary, as well as the Deadeye Bounty League. It's going to be a great, great day. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. We'll see you. She's going to be fun. Actually, Ophelia, more